Hey guys, how's it going? Waffles here, and welcome back to some more Medieval 2 Total War. Today we have a 2 vs 2 taking place on a great map for multiplayer, Deathtrack. This is a pretty good map because it has a lot of terrain features, valleys, small hills which you can use to gain a height advantage over your enemy, and it has this small little village over here, and it also has this cool little village over here which you can actually have a small little siege in. And of course, who doesn't love windmills? So we're going to be taking a look at the army comps and the players, starting off with the Holy Roman Empire. And the Holy Roman Empire is commanded by Arm, King of Rumelia. He is bringing a unit of peasants up as his meat shield. He's going to try to use that unit to protect his infantry on the approach, because he has only 2 peasant crossbowmen. He has 4 units of pike militia, and he has 4 units of dismounted feudal knights mixed in among them. He also has 3 units of dismounted imperial knights in the back, and for his cav force he has 4 very strong units of Teutonic knights. These guys can definitely dish out the damage with their secondary weapon in melee. They have a mace. They're great for armor piercing versus other enemy cavalry. And he's also bringing very strong General's Bodyguard early period and late period with the general in it. Now taking a look at Venice, his ally. Venice is commanded by King Ragnar, and King Ragnar actually joins Arm, I think, after this battle. So welcome King Ragnar to Arm. Very glad to have you. These guys are both Greek, so we are getting a bunch of Greeks in Arm, which we're very happy about, because who doesn't love the Greeks? So King Ragnar does have 2 units of armored sergeants in front of his army, and a unit of peasants in front. These are going to be meat shields against cavalry strikes and against enemy infantry approaching. For his mainline infantry, of course, he has Venetian heavy infantry. Can't go wrong with these guys and their warhammers. And 3 units of dismounted feudal knights for support. He further has 5 units of Knights Hospitallers for his cavalry, and 1 unit of General's Bodyguard late period, along with 2 units of heavy Venetian archers. Very good in melee, very good in missile damage. So looking up at his opponent, we have Hungary, played by Arm Brancaleone. Now this is the leader of Arm clan, so he's very, very strong, very wise as well. He has 4 units of Pavis crossbow militia. He's bringing 1 unit of town militia, which is light infantry. He's going to use this and this other unit here of peasants to kind of stop any incoming cavalry charges or any incoming enemy infantry charges on his army. For his cavalry force, he's bringing 2 units of hussars. These are light cavalry, very good attack, very good defense, especially for their price. He's bringing Royal Bandarium, very heavily armored and cheap heavy cavalry. And he's bringing a General's Bodyguard unit, late period, with armor upgrades, and they look very, very nice. For his infantry, he has Croat axemen, and I believe they are at both flanks to help support enemy cavalry. These are very good at killing enemy cavalry with their huge axes and armor-piercing attack. These are dismounted feudal knights here for his center, and some more chivalric knights from Hungary. And so taking a look at his ally, we have Rushkult Kato, or should I say Kato from Rushkult clan. Now this is a very good Medieval 2 clan. It's a very new clan as well, but it's filled with old players, very experienced players such as Criminal Copykill and Janus Corp. So very, very good players here. And Kato is also known as Bismarck, if you didn't know that. So for his army comp, he's bringing 4 units of these Pavis crossbows. He's bringing 2 units of spear militia to help out against the cav fight, which he's definitely going to need when he's facing off against the Holy Roman Empire's Teutonic Knights. He's bringing Knights of Santiago, very strong heavy cavalry. And for his infantry, he's bringing dismounted feudal knights, dismounted Portuguese knights, and no conquistadors, but he's bringing mounted conquistadors, 4 units of them, and his General's Bodyguard. And so let's get this battle started. Portugal is coming up on this hill. He wants to take this hill for himself so he can get the height advantage over his enemy. But it looks like the Holy Roman Empire is not gonna skirmish with him. He just has 2 units of peasant crossbows. He's bringing in his peasants up for a charge. And it looks like he might get these Pavese crossbowmen, but Cato's gonna respond by sending in his spear militia. And he's gonna block off these peasants and rout them from the field. The rest of Romelia's forces are coming in. He's got his pike line and his infantry line coming in. Cato's gonna send in his spear militia to try to buy himself more time for his infantry to come up. Meanwhile, Venice is starting their infantry attack. Brancaleone gonna get a very nice charge here on this exposed unit of feudal knights, going down from 60 to just 11 men. Now that's a nasty charge. You really want to protect your cavalry. And he's also going in from the side with his hussars, charging in on these Venetian heavy infantry, taking out quite a few, and getting some nice charges on these Knights Hospitallers with these hussars. Portugal backing off from the flank over here with his conquistadors. You really don't want to fight Teutonic Knights one-on-one. They need some kind of support, and these spear militia are just the guys to do it. Teutonic Knights coming in for a charge on Portugal's cavalry. He needs to get these guys out of here. Looks like he's sending in some support. The spear militia are kind of guarding the flanks here, and he does have his ally here helping him out. We have Venice's cavalry coming in. Looks like they're gonna get a nice charge off on this Hungarian infantry, totally exposed. Branca really needs to maybe think about moving back these Pavese crossbows so they can get some nice shots off on these cavalry units. And Portugal sneaking behind his cavalry. He might be able to get a nice charge off on these peasant crossbowmen. But Romelia either sees this or has skirmish mode on. They're gonna try to get out of there. Portugal's cav routing to the huge hordes of Teutonic Knight cavalry. These guys are very nasty in melee. Portugal now with very little cav, very little response for his flanks. His rear is totally exposed, and it looks like Romelia is going to get a very nice charge off here on these Pavese crossbowmen. And there's more Teutonic cav coming in from both sides. They're going to rout a bunch of these units. Brancaleone trying to save his ally, trying to stop these Teutonic Knights from charging in and destroying his ally's army. But he's got quite the battle himself. He's got heavy infantry coming into his Pavese line. His own infantry is kind of scattered all over the place. They are winning their fights, but he's let them get inside of his Pavese crossbow line, and now they can't shoot properly. King Ragnar sending in some armored sergeants to further disrupt the Pavese crossbow line. And Portugal having real problems here versus the Holy Roman Empire. There's just so much of this heavy cav. These Teutonic Knights are really taking it to their enemy. Brancaleone trying to hold off with some cavalry units, but it looks like it's not being very effective. And there goes Portugal's general. Portugal's general is down. That's going to be really bad for his ally. And the Holy Roman Empire doing everything he can to disrupt Portugal with his cavalry, charging in and out, being very efficient with them. Now he's going to be able to rout these units of Royal Bandarium from his ally. And Hungary desperately trying to fight off any enemy cavalry near their Pavese crossbows. They've managed to get rid of the infantry, There are some units coming back, but he really needs to regroup his forces, and he needs to really deal with this huge threat here, these Teutonic Knights. They have to get these guys off the field if they're going to have any chance of surviving this. More cavalry from Venice behind Hungary's lines again. Hopefully he is shooting at these cav unit over here. And Portugal, with very little forces left, Pavi's crossbowmen getting charged by peasants. He does have some spear militia, but I'm not sure that's going to do very much for him. And there's a huge fight going on over here. Huge melee cavalry fight. The Teutonic Knights just utterly shredding apart the hussars that were left over here. And it looks very, very grim for Hungary. And just now they're going to get a nice charge off on these Imperial Knights. But it's going to cost them their general. Hungary's general is down. And now it's really not looking very good for these forces, Hungarian and Portuguese forces. There's still one guy left here. He can really make a difference. And Hungary getting charged in the rear. The crossbows getting hit by Venetian cavalry. Brancaleone trying to fend them off with his infantry. But Venice still has this huge unit of General's Bodyguard at half strength. Even at half strength, this can be a very dangerous unit. And when you have cavalry left over this late in the game, it can really turn the tide. But Portugal still has some hope. He still has his General's Bodyguard. They failed to protect the general, but maybe they can protect his ally. Teutonic Knights went in for a charge, regretted it. And now the Teutonic Knights are coming in for another charge on Portuguese general. But they just keep evading the charges. They really need to group up again. Hungary and Portugal really need to group up again and try to find a way to destroy these Teutonic Knights that have been ravaging the battlefield. We have some Croat axemen from Hungary. Great cav-killing infantry. This is what they need. They need to kill off these Teutonic Knights who are just charging into their infantry, charging into their crossbows everywhere. Portugal trying to support his ally, but he's just way outnumbered by so many cavalry. Venice being very, very strategic with his general, trying to get sneaky cav charges with him. And Brancaleone doing everything he can to ward off all this enemy cavalry. Looks like the last hussar is going to go down for Hungary. And Portugal's forces are very, very thin at the moment. Hungary has just these two units of infantry, very withered down. He has another unit, relatively healthy, coming back. Another unit of Croat axemen. Great unit for killing cavalry. He really needs to put them to good use. Very nice charge here by Portugal, routing these peasant crossbows. And the German cav is just everywhere. Everywhere on this battlefield. Spear militia trying to support, trying to kill off the general. Hungarian infantry trying to support the cavalry, trying to get these peasant crossbows off the field as well. And it's looking very grim, but it's still kind of close. It's 89% to 92% at this moment. And that's mostly due to these guys, the Croat axemen. They really need to pull through for their team. If they can just kill these Teutonic Knights and General's Bodyguard, they might have a very good chance of winning. Oh, but the Spear Militia from Portugal are routing.
This battle seems to be swinging towards the Empire.
And now the Portuguese and Hungarian alliance seems to be faltering. Very few forces for them left on the field. And that one guy is still alive somehow. That's great. Hungary's Croat axemen chasing off peasant crossbows from the field, and now they have the attention of Rumelia's cavalry, the Teutonic Knights. It looks like they're gonna charge him together with Venice's General's Bodyguard unit. Let's see if they can withstand the charge. Some more units coming back, Town Militia, and here comes General's Bodyguard charging straight into the Croat axemen, and it looks like they kill them, but the Venetian general completely destroys this unit of Croat axemen. And now there's just one unit left that can make a difference here on the battlefield. Town Militia, and they're gonna get run over by these Teutonic Knights.
Today we claim victory for the Empire.
And that's gonna be victory for the forces of the Holy Roman Empire and Venice. So great job, guys. Great job, King Rumelia, flanking around Caro and getting that early victory, and then helping your ally. And very good job, Brancaleone and Caro, for holding out as long as you did. Very good battle with excellent players. The Teutonic Knights really doing most of the work here, and his cavalry force as well. Most over 100 kills. So great job, guys. Thank you, Rumelia, for this battle replay, and I'll see you guys in the next one.